What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner. Anyways, my recording software was not working. I've been trying to record this video for about 20-30 minutes and I'm having some issues. So I'm using a different one. Hopefully this could work just as well. We'll see if this works. As you guys know, the market's in a very critical place right here. We're losing structure, making lower highs. SPY ended up failing to get a bounce off 668s to form the inverse head and shoulders and get a big breakout. Because we failed to hold 668, SPY could try to bounce a little bit off 662 to retest 665, if not 668. But overall, we're making lower highs, and there is a risk of SPY returning to 660 to retest the low from November 7th, if not the lows from a little bit before that. If 660 fails us, I expect us to dump towards these lows over here, taking us down to 650 on SPY. I think that's the most likely possibility if we end up losing 660. So I think that we could bounce a bit here, but because of the Fed speakers, there is a risk of us dumping lower. We have Jefferson from the Fed saying that there appears to be a lack of progress towards inflation, and he is concerned about the labor markets. He is saying that the Fed has to go on a meeting over meeting basis, at least for now. So could we bounce a little bit? Maybe we bounce a little bit here, but ultimately there is a risk of us now testing the lows in 660. If that fails us, we could be looking for a bigger decline to like 650 to 655 on SPY, and that's where we might be forming a temporary bottom, or the ultimate bottom could be right over there. On the QQQ, we're bouncing a little bit, but there is a risk of us declining. If we fail at 598, there is going to be a risk of us testing 590 to 585, and we'll see if we bounce. On the IWM, we're making lower highs right here. We're going to see if we hold above 233. If we don't, we could be looking for 230. On ES, we're technically on a bit of a downtrend. We could be dipping back down towards the support at 66.50. If that does not hold, there is going to be a risk of us returning to 65.80. On NQ, we're technically on a downtrend. We're going to see if we get back above 25,000 or not. If we don't, there's going to be a risk of us returning to 24,400. Bitcoin may retest 90,000. We'll see if we bounce there. It's still showing some weakness. Tesla's in this channel. It did bounce back up to 420 as you predicted, but now it's respecting this channel. So it looks like it's going to trade sideways. It might decline towards 405, and we'll see how it goes from there. Nvidia's on a downtrend. We're going to see if we hold support or not. It could be retesting 185 and 182. Apple could be dipping back down to 265 and 262.5, so keep that in mind. Palantir's on a bit of a downtrend. We're going to see if you hold 177. If we don't, we could be dipping to 166. On AMD, we could be retesting 238. It needs to hold this. If it doesn't, it could be dipping back down to 232. Coinbase is on a bit of a downtrend. It could also be dipping back down towards 255 if this doesn't hold. Amazon has support down here at 231. We're going to see if it holds. If it doesn't, we're looking for 228. Meta's on a downtrend. It could also be dipping back down towards 594 or below. If we don't hold 600, there's weakness. Google needs to hold 284. If not, 281 is coming. And then Microsoft could be dipping back down to like 503. Finally, the VIX has a potential inverse head and shoulders that's forming. There is some tough resistance near the 22s to 23 area. Could come down as the market bounces a little bit from here. But then as time goes on, there is a risk of this once again pushing higher as the market's going to likely see more downside now. So that's what I think is going to happen. Could SPY bounce a little bit here? Yes, but ultimately it might be a small pump before we dump to new lows. Same thing with the QQQ. It looks to me like the market might be retesting the lows we saw from mid-October, and then we're going to see if we form a bottom from there. Thank you for listening, guys. Sorry if the video is not as high quality as usual. I was having some software problems, and I'm trying a different software right now, so we'll see how this goes. Thank you for listening, guys, and peace out.